Hi guys, in this video we shall tell you about the average car insurance costs in the USA and these costs are for 2021. First of all, we see the summary of the video. As you can see its summary, there are 11 points to be discussed related to the average car insurance costs in USA. So this will be a long video. I hope that you will not get bored during this video. I'll try my level best. So, the first point we'll discuss how much does the car insurance cost. Secondly, average car insurance costs for full and minimum coverage by state. Number 3, average car insurance costs by company. Number 4, average car insurance rates after an at-fault accident. Number 5, average car insurance costs for good and bad credit. Number 6, average car insurance rates after a DUI, driving under influence. Number 7 is average car insurance rates for young drivers. Number 8, average car insurance costs by gender. Number 9, average cost of car insurance by vehicle. Number 10 is what other factors affect my car insurance costs. And the last, number 11, is how to get cheap car insurance. So, let's start. The national average cost of car insurance is $1,592 per year according to the NerdWallet's 2021 rate analysis. That works out to an average car insurance rate of about $133 per month, but that is just for a good driver with good credit. Rates vary widely depending on your history. National average car insurance rates are as follows. Number 1, as you can see at your screen, it is $1,592 for a good driver with good credit. It is $2,439 after an at-fault wreck. It is $2,812 for a good driver with poor credit, and it is $3,114 after a driving under influence DUI. These rates are for full coverage insurance, which includes liability, comprehensive, collision, uninsured or underinsured motorist protection, and any additional state mandated coverage, unless otherwise stated. Our sample drivers had a clean driving record and credit in the good tier, as reported to the insurer. For minimum required coverage, national average car insurance rates are, you can see at your screen, $565 for a good driver with good credit, $884 after an at-fault wreck, $984 for a good driver with poor credit, and $1,152 after a DUI. That is about $47 per month for a 40-year-old driver with good credit and a clean driving record, ranging up to $96 per month for a driver with a recent DUI for minimum coverage car insurance. But averages don't say much about your own car insurance rates. A number of personal factors, both within and outside of your control, inch rates up or down until your price is totally personalized. Now there is a question, and point number 1, that is, how much does car insurance cost in my state? So its answer is, where you live can have an enormous impact on auto insurance rates because each state has different regulations for auto insurance. Average prices in the most expensive states are at least 2 times higher than those in the cheapest ones. How much insurance you have matters too. Full coverage car insurance is more than double the price of minimum coverage on average, according to our analysis. Here is what our state-by-state analysis of 2021 car insurance rates shows for drivers with good credit and no recent accidents. Number 1, Maine is the cheapest state for full coverage car insurance with an annual average rate of $963, followed by Ohio and Idaho. Louisiana is the most expensive state for full coverage auto insurance at $2,762 per year on average, followed by Michigan and Kentucky. Iowa is the cheapest state for minimum required coverage at an annual average car insurance rate of $255, followed by South Dakota and Idaho. And for minimum required coverage, Michigan is the most expensive state at $11.28 per year on average, followed by New York and Louisiana. Now we come to the point number 2. You can see average car insurance costs for full and minimum coverage by state. You can see all the states at your screen alphabetically. First is Alabama, and full coverage is $15.01, and minimum coverage is $4.74, and annual difference is $10.27. Similarly, you can see all the states, and the states are given alphabetically. So you should pause the video for a moment and search for your state and see the full coverage and minimum coverage and annual difference. So the full coverage isn't a type of policy you can select from a list, but generally includes comprehensive and collision insurance on top of any additional state mandated coverage types, such as liability insurance. The policies we analyze also include uninsured or underinsured motorist coverage. Now we come to the point number 3, that is average car insurance costs by company. Every car insurance company sets rates based on dozens of factors, including your driving history, location, vehicle, and demographics. They are making an educated guess about how likely you are to file a claim in the future and setting your price accordingly. So the average car insurance costs for large companies are displayed at your screen. These are some large companies, and you can pause the video and see and check the company name, and second column shows full, and last third column shows the minimum cost from large companies. One thing should be noted that is mentioned at the last: USAA is available only to active military veterans and their families. And bear in mind that state regulations heavily affect prices, and some of these companies are primarily available in cheap or expensive states for auto insurance. We can get rates from many of the largest carriers in a state, so many smaller insurers are not included due to a lack of pricing data. Although it is one of the largest insurers in the country, Liberty Mutual is not included in our analysis because it does not provide average rates. Now we come to the point number 4, that is average car insurance rates after an at-fault accident. After an accident, average auto insurance price for an at-fault drivers are $2,439 per year for full coverage and $884 per year for minimum coverage. On average, car insurance rates are 50% higher for a driver who has caused a wreck than for one who has not. You can see the chart that shows how much an at-fault crash raises average car insurance costs. The first column shows the type of policy, second shows clean record, and third shows one at-fault accident. You can check the rates. Now we come to the point number 5, and that is average car insurance costs for good and bad credit. Having bad credit has a surprisingly large impact on auto insurance rates in most states. On average, car insurance rates for drivers with poor credit are more than 75% higher than for people with good credit. Average car insurance rates for a driver with poor credit are $2,812 per year for full coverage and $984 per year for minimum coverage. You can see the chart that shows average auto insurance rates for good and bad credit. The first column shows type of policy, that is full coverage and minimum coverage. Second column shows good credit, and the third column shows the poor credit rates. So you can pause the video and check the rates. Now we come to the point number 6, that is average car insurance rates after a DUI, that is driving under influence. Getting caught drinking and driving will mean significantly higher prices for car insurance. On average, auto insurance rates go up about 87% for a driver, with a recent DUI NerdWallet's analysis found. For a 40-year-old driver, average car insurance rates for a DUI are $3,114 per year for full coverage and $1,152 per year for minimum coverage. The chart at your screen shows how much a DUI raises average car insurance costs. The first column shows type of policy, the second column shows clean record, and the third column shows recent DUI. You can pause the video and check the rates. Now we come to the point number 7, that is average car insurance rates for young drivers. Insurers see less experienced drivers as bigger risk and typically charge them heftier prices. Insurers may categorize young drivers as anyone 16 to 25 years old, or sometimes even anyone under 30 years old. For our analysis, we analyzed rates for 20 and 25 years old drivers. On average, car insurance rates are more than $1,700 a year higher for a 20 years old driver than a 40 years old, our analysis has found. As you age, rates tend to go down. Rates are about $300 a year higher on average for a 25-year-old driver than a 40-year-old driver. Average auto insurance costs for a 20-year-old driver. For a 20-year-old driver with good credit and a clean driving record, average car insurance rates are $3,331 for full coverage and $1,198 for minimum required coverage. But young drivers with blemished credit or less than perfect driving history are likely to shell out more for car insurance. The chart at your screen shows the average auto insurance costs for a 20 years old driver. The first column shows the driver profile, second shows the full coverage, and the third shows the minimum coverage. You can pause the video and check the rates. In this category, discrimination by age, we check the average auto insurance costs for a 25 years old drivers. For a 25-year-old driver with good credit and a clean driving record, average car insurance rates are $2,799 for full coverage and $1,010, means 1010 for minimum required coverage. The chart at your screen shows the first column shows driver profile, the second column shows full coverage, and the third column shows the minimum coverage for average auto insurance costs for a 25 years old drivers. You can pause the video and check the rates. Now we come to the average auto insurance costs for young drivers by the company. The chart shows the average rates for the largest auto insurance companies except the Liberty Mutual, which we can't get rates for. For 20 and 25 years old drivers buying a policy with full coverage, the first column shows the company name, the Allstate, American Family, Farmers, so on and so forth. And the second column shows the 20 years olds, and the third column shows the 25 years olds. Again, this chart shows in the end that USAA is available only to active military members, veterans, and their families. Now we come to the point number 8, that is average car insurance costs by gender. Gender-based pricing is banned by law in 7 states, and these 7 states are California, Hawaii, Massachusetts, Michigan, Montana, North Carolina, and Pennsylvania. In the states where the practice is allowed, we averaged rates for men and women separately and found that on average, at age 25, men pay about $98 more than women per year. At age 40, women pay about $4 more than men per year. Now we come to the point number 9 that was mentioned in the summary of the video, and it is average cost of car insurance by vehicle. In the analysis, we used a 3-year-old Toyota Camry, the most popular sedan in America by sales in the recent years, to show how rates vary by personal history and demographics. But the make and model of your vehicle will certainly affect the rates. Insurers charge more to cover certain cars, including the sports cars, because usually people tend to drive them faster, increasing the likelihood of a wreck or traffic violation. The next is the luxury cars, because they tend to have expensive parts and details that are costlier to replace if damaged in a crash. Number 3 is electric vehicles, which have more expensive engine parts to replace, especially the batteries, which can cost thousands each. And number 4 is cars that are stolen often. This chart shows you the make and model. The first column shows the make and model, and the second column shows average annual insurance premium. You can pause the video and see the model of the car that you have. Now we come to the second last point of the summary of our video, and it is what other factors affect my car insurance cost. These factors are like more specific location data such as your zip code or city, your occupation in many states, your previous insurance company if it was non-standard insurers specializing in high-risk drivers. You might see higher insurance rates with some companies, or continuous insurance coverage, or annual mileage driven per car, or your marital status. Single people, even widows, widowers and divorced folks tend to have higher insurance rates. Whether you own your home and whether you bundle home insurance with auto. Another factor can be how much education you have completed. Another factor is additional coverage options you choose, such as new car replacement coverage and gap coverage. Next option is discounts you are eligible for, which vary widely by company or whom you live with. Some companies won't allow you to exclude people such as roommates or non-driving adults from your policy. Now we come to the last question, last part of the summary of the video, and to some people it is the most important question, is how to get cheap car insurance. So guys, by now in this video you may have concluded that average car insurance costs have little to do with your own. This is true. No matter how many averages you look at, the same disclaimer holds true. Your own rates will be different, yes. But you can still find the best cheap insurance for you by shopping around for rates every year and every time something major happens in your life, including marriage, a new job, moving or buying a new car, etc. Additionally, if you have had a recent at-fault accident, DUI, driving under influence, or other traffic violation, be sure to shop in the month after the 3rd and 5th anniversaries of the incident. So guys, this was my video about average car insurance costs in 2021 in the US. I hope you would like the video. I know this video is moderately longer than the previous videos about insurance in the US and Canada, but I have tried my level best to cover all the related topics related to the average car insurance costs in 2021 in the US. So I'll see you in the next video, and again in the last I would like to remind you that subscribe the channel and press the bell icon to receive the notifications of my latest videos. So see you in the next video. Bye bye.